We are live.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Comedy Cellar Nightly. What happened? Something funny happened already?
Yeah, you gotta see how Anthony looks in the camera. He's always about an inch from the screen because he doesn't wear his goddamn glasses.
Look at that Italian schnoz getting up close.
So we're here with Anthony DeVito.
He looks like a fucking pizza box cover.
DeVito, Donnelly, and Greg Stone, as well as Mushy Mike, who for some reason hides behind a graphic. What's the matter with you, Mike? Why can't we see you?
Can we see you, Mike?
Yeah, what's
there?
that?
There he is.
There's the mush.
Show your face.
The San Antonio Mexican right there.
Yeah.
Mike,
Joe's here.
Oh, it's Joe, everybody.
Joe.
Mike, you just
No.
Big Joe.
you sent Adam an email? Mike, you sent
Yes,
Adam an email?
Sending it right now.
Okay, because he's waiting. Okay, so that's it. So listen, what's going on, guys? Wasn't there some UFO news, Sean?
Oh, here we go. Already.
Here we go.
Well, actually, it's actually pretty interesting that you asked that, Noam, because yes, there was.
I know.
Yeah.
Sean believes in UFOs. Sean
loves
actually
them.
he believes in little green men. Go ahead.
But let me ask you this. You know what happened. Hold on, shut up, Andy. Yeah. What I would like to tell you is that, I'm the reason that Jeremy Corbell was on the Comedy Cellar radio show, because Steve Calabria, he got Jeremy on the show, and the videos we were talking to you about on the show, now the Pentagon,
Hold on. Tell the listeners.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
So all this dates back to a couple of years ago when these 3 infrared videos were released to the public from To the Stars Academy, which is a group that was started by Tom DeLonge of Blink-182, which sounds insane.
Oh, that's extremely
The
good.
known scientist.
Here's the thing, man. About a year ago, the Navy said the videos for real, and just last week, the Pentagon themselves said yes, the videos are real, and they're unidentified aerial phenomena. We cannot identify these videos. So that's them saying we don't know what's up with these videos. That's what I want to know from you. Noam, you do not believe in this stuff, obviously. So after hearing this from the Pentagon, what do you think it is? Do you think it's a little bit more for real now, or what?
Of course not.
What are you talking about? You realize the last time this happened was in the 50s when late 40s when Roswell happened. Right when Roswell first happened, they admitted that it was a craft that crashed, and then they changed the story right away. The government admitting anything hasn't happened in 60 years. And you don't think that anything changed with this? You still think it's all BS or what?
Dan.
I think it's all BS.
Yahoo! Natterman.
Am I missing something?
Yeah, Sean's trying to convince us about UFOs.
Here's the thing, man.
Okay.
When you get the Navy involved and you get the Department of Defense involved, and they're basically telling the public, they did it during the quarantine, I think, just on purpose because it would get kind of swept under the rug. But honestly, like, that's legitimate sources telling you we don't know what these things are. Don't you think it's kind of strange for a government entity to even admit we don't know what anything in our airspace is? Like, unless you think it's disinformation, which is a possibility. But besides that, what would you call it?
Well, look, the thing is that every conspiracy is presented that way. Don't you think it's a little strange that Lee Harvey Oswald was having dinner, blah blah blah, with the Russian? I don't know. You can look backwards and find like weird little things. The question is, you have to prove it. Pointing out something is strange is not proof that there's little green men.
Right.
Well, the fact that it's not just pointing out things are strange.
What do you tarot read? Go ahead.
Actor.
The fact that it's not little things that are strange. Now at this point, it's 3 different New York Times articles. It's countless amounts of legitimate, sober, anecdotal and eyewitness testimony from these guys that are in the military that.
Oh, I think this is some of the Pentagon footage right here, Sean. Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, there's always going to be.
That's a little strange. How do you explain that if it's not real?
Baby.
Look at that. That's pretty good. Look at that. Come on. What do you mean to tell me that's not? Okay, go ahead.
That's one of the videos. That's what. Now those guys look like army men, don't they? I'm just saying you have to admit that something is up when you have these types of organizations admitting stuff they wouldn't have ever admitted to 20 years ago, even remotely.
All right, you know what? Let me since we're on this, and then we'll get everybody in. What would be the how would I look up the YouTube video of the video that I can actually show?
If you type in the Nimitz incident or type in the gimbal NIMITZ, that was the incident that took place a few miles from the aircraft carrier called the Nimitz and the Roosevelt.
Okay, here it is. The Nimitz. Well, the Nimitz incident.
This is one of the guys from Georgia that shot that guy.
Donnelly.
Donnelly.
Hold on, I will play a little bit of the Nimitz.
Hey, Dad, you want to go shoot a guy? It's Sean.
I'm going to play a little bit of the Nimitz.
Young Dan Natterman.
The Nimitz nonsense. Just get ready.
What do you mean Nimitz? It's not Nimitz
picture,
nonsense. Danny. It's real. Here we go. Here's the videos. Oh my God, here we go. Here's the videos right here, guys. Now watch this.
Cool.
I won't say a word. Watch this and listen to the sound, and you tell me that this isn't messed up. Yeah.
Go fat. This content has chain of custody documentation to ensure preservation of its original condition. Taken aboard a U.S. Navy FA-18 Super Hornet, the unaltered footage was captured by a Raytheon Advanced Targeting Forward-Looking Infrared Alpha Pod. Oh, it's an acronym. Well, it goes too fast. I can't read it.
Greg, do a fun voiceover. Read it and do a fun voiceover.
What you hear is actual U.S. footage, and oh my God, guys! Yahoo!
Oh my God! I'm convinced. Look at that.
Echo 6-1 Tango Project. Roger. Troubleshooting. Did you box moving target? 02. No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh.
Did somebody tell him to clean his fucking lens? But anyway, go ahead.
No.
Wow, look at that fly.
You need a dust cloth.
Loch Ness.
Oh, this is.
Well, you can turn it off now if you want. You can turn it off.
Sean, I owe you an apology.
You're seeing Navy footage, man, and these guys. It was hard for them to lock on something. This type of technology can lock onto a golf ball.
Atari graphics.
Dude, that's infrared footage, Andy.
That's what I said.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but you said Atari graphics.
No, you heard wrong.
That's the highest level of technology we have on our planes, infrared wise. Like, you don't watch that. Like, these guys are amazed at what's going on. That's why they're filming it. That's why they tracked it. That's why they release it. These guys these Navy pilots that they see everything. They're usually able to identify everything.
Noam, did you see what you did? You got his blood pressure raised, and we're not even 2 minutes into this thing.
That's not his hat. That's blood in his head. Masturbating over the screen of this.
It's called hi to Estee. Hi, Estee.
So let's poll the consensus of the panel here. Who believes that's an actual UFO there?
I do.
Andy does. Andy,
Thank you, Andy.
I mean, if by UFO you mean it's a flying object that's unidentified, I suppose.
No, you know what I mean. I mean, that's another planet.
Yeah, I don't think it's from another planet.
Well, I never told you that. That's what I said. It was from a different planet. I just said it was
Estee, you're getting attacked by a
He's
wolf.
playing Order 66 in the back. It's never been so hard.
Oh, who's that guy?
Look at that.
By the way,
That's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Just as a little,
You got Phantom in the Menace going.
Yeah, he's got Phantom.
as a little curiosity
no,
here.
that's why.
That's not Phantom Menace. That's infrared footage from the. Anyway, listen. Here's my question: how many of you believe
Mace Windu is from another galaxy?
How many?
So yeah, you'll be right, man.
How many of you believe, by a show of hands, that Lee Harvey Oswald killed Kennedy by himself? It was a conspiracy to kill President Kennedy. How many believe in that?
I do.
Sure.
Mafia,
I
baby.
Oh, the mob did it. The mob,
many of
Italian.
The
you
mafia to get
believe-
Robert Kennedy out of the attorney general seat.
No, I don't believe that.
How
Yeah,
many
that's
of
where you draw the
believe-
line.
Who do you think did it, Sean?
I think it was conspiracy wise. I think that the FBI and CIA, if they would have talked at the time, they would have known about Oswald. But I think Oswald did it himself.
Also, have you noticed that Weird Al never ages? I'm not saying it's
Saying he
he
was a part of
together,
it.
but he
Weird
hasn't
Al,
aged.
Weird Al and Estee. Okay. How many of you believe that Paul McCartney is dead? No. How many of you believe that? How many of you believe that the Holocaust? How many of you believe that the Holocaust never happened?
Oh, never happened? Oh, no.
I saw hands up.
It says,
It's a trap.
I didn't listen to the whole question.
You can't. You got to change your background if you're going to ask that kind of question.
Sorry, I'll do that for you right now. I'm sorry.
That's way better for the Holocaust right there.
No, I
Yeah,
have
Count
one.
Dooku. Count Dooku is a known Holocaust denier. He's a Sith Lord, man. They don't believe in that kind of stuff.
He doesn't believe in Order 66. That's a joke for nobody except me.
Let me start that again.
Reference.
How many of you believe that the Holocaust never happened?
Oh my God.
I mean, no.
Jesus, no.
All right, I'll do it. I'll be brave.
Be the hope we want to have, Anthony.
I'll do it, man. Let's talk about it.
Enough.
Anthony's more of a he's more of a Mussolini fan.
I'm a Dinajanaad guy. I've always been that.
Big
I believe
dictator guy.
that people who believe in conspiracies tend to believe a lot of conspiracies. Okay, so
But that's why
that last one, and then I'll shut up. How many believe that the coronavirus was invented in a lab in China?
I don't think it was
That
invented.
one actually is the most. I mean, of all the theories, the one that's most reasonable.
Yeah.
What?
That hasn't.
I don't think that it was invented in a lab, but I think that it came from a lab.
You think it escaped from a lab?
I think it escaped from a lab, but not intentionally to start this, just because I think there was a mishap that happened with miscommunication.
All right.
I
That's
do
a fun
believe that.
paper.
I think that's more believable to me than one guy ate one bat and this happened. I don't think that happened.
I think the guy ate the bat in a lab as a dare, and that got out.
I like this.
And they're like, "Yo,
They
this
were
is
at the commissary in the lab.
And that's not
Tell me I
because you
won't
find
eat
it
it.
hard to believe that somebody just stopped at eting one, is it, Sean?
No. They're like
True, man.
Hey, no, thanks for going to the other chubby guy. I appreciate it.
Those Wuhan bats they're like Ruffles. You can't eat just one. Whatever it is.
Once you get that taste of bat in your mouth, there's nothing else like it.
I was trying to find a video to put up. I'm not gonna do it. Of the alien escaping in the Sigourney Weaver lab. But I can't do it anyway. Okay, so should we get back to what's going on? So Dan, what's going on with you? We haven't spoken intimately lately. How are you handling things mentally during the coronavirus?
Well, I'm okay. They see the people who are already a lot of people that are already anxious are doing well under Corona, because it's for whatever reason, it's this familiar territory for us. Feeling the world is going to end. So, we're right.
For comics, you mean?
Well, for people that are already anxiety ridden.
Yeah. I feel like
but
Bane.
I
Like
read
I was born
articles
in the
about-
darkness.
Pardon?
Oh, didn't mean to talk over. Sorry.
No, I've read
I'll go
articles
kill
on the
myself.
fact that some people that are like normally not doing well are actually doing reasonably well. But yeah, it's not. I have other issues that are a lot more upsetting to me than quarantine.
Like what?
Are you in Wuhan right now? Is that what's
No,
behind you?
I'm not.
Give us a report, Dan.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with getting older than I am with quarantine.
They're kind of hand in hand. They're hand in hand. The older you get, the more Corona becomes dangerous.
Dan, you look great though. You look like a young man, Dan.
You do look
Yeah,
good,
man.
Dan. The hair looks good.
good.
You gotta keep it growing
Well, the
long.
hair is covered with that. Is an Aruba Ray hat.
Oh, nice.
It's the only hat I have because I'm not a baseball hat wearer. So I just happen to have the hat that Aruba Ray gave me. And because my hair is such a mess now, because there's no hair cutting places. So
No chicks to impress, right?
no hair cutting places to get a haircut.
Can I see? Can you take it off? I want to see the long hair. Yeah, you gotta keep growing
baby.
it.
Man.
You
Oh,
look
yeah.
Dan, with the hat on backwards, he looks like he's trying to buy beer for a bunch of teenagers. What's up, fellow kids?
Now, Estee is being uncharacteristically quiet tonight. What's
Well,
the
we
matter?
haven't given her a
Yeah,
chance.
hi, Estee.
I'm just following the conversation for now.
This is a pretty wild group.
It's the Wild Boys.
Beautiful
How you
dog,
feeling?
Estee. Is that your dog or is that Izzy's dog? Or neither? That's
Easy
Izzy's.
dog.
What's the name?
Tony.
Tony?
Uh-huh.
Do you like dogs, Estee?
The Italian dog.
Take him or leave him or what?
It was named by the person we got the dog from, and my grandson didn't want to change the name. So
that I like that though.
It's a beautiful dog. It's not really. It doesn't look like a Tony to me.
He is
It looks more like an Akita.
looks like a Tony.
I love a normal.
Tony's
I love a
come in
normal
all
name.
shapes and sizes, man.
Yeah, especially Harry and you.
I knew a dog once named Peter Jennings, and it looked nothing like Peter Jennings. That's true. I'm not kidding.
Growing up in the neighborhood, there was a boxer named Christopher, which is a weird name for a dog. But
I love a normal person name dog. My
That's
wife and I
awesome.
agreed if we get a dog, I'm totally allowed to name it Gary Veter. She said, I'm okay with it. We're gonna get a big dog, and he's gonna be Gary Veter.
For those
And I'm
of
not
you
even
who
gonna
don't know,
tell him.
That dog's gonna be bigger than Gary.
He's gonna
Well, you
talk more
get
too.
Get the dog on America's Got Talent, and they have the same career.
Damn.
That's our friend. We can do that.
I love Gary.
Red hat.
Also, Gary's doing fantastic. I love the
I
kid.
know, man. I'm just fucking around. Noam, what movie you got playing now? What's that?
Oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's Enter the Dragon.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh
It's on
yeah,
in
now
the
you see it.
Fatback Pussycat 23 out of 24 hours of the day.
Yeah.
In Anthony's defense, he's doing the Zoom on an iPhone 3.
And apparently in his shoe
Look how
closet.
close he is. What
Anthony-
movie is that?
I'm trying to find a black and white martial arts movie.
He's joining us. He's joining us from his MySpace account. I'm pretty sure.
Anthony, give us a show.
You guys are my top 8.
Who among you is having a tough time? Who's having trouble?
Oh, we go back.
What do you mean?
Like, is anybody
Mentally-
like, I'm very dark these days, like very,
Yeah.
very, very dark. Is anybody else?
Even with but you don't get to go out with the family and stuff. You don't go do stuff outside a little
Noam
bit.
was keeping family out at the beginning of this thing.
No.
What are you talking about?
Noam, you weren't letting your son into the house, if I remember.
Oh, he's here now. No, that's because we couldn't trust him.
Yes, it was.
Nicholas.
Trust your son.
Hey, listen.
No, let's go into it, man. We're here.
No, he
I'll tell you. I don't want to sound corny, but these are the things that make us feel better about the quarantine. After we do stuff like this, this is what the connections that make you not as crazy afterwards. You know.
Yeah. Noam, you got to hop on some Zoom shows, man.
He's on them every week. He's on.
I don't want to do it anymore. I'm trying to stop doing it. I'm getting anxiety about doing it every night.
This will be the one that stops it.
Yeah, we can shut it down tonight if you want. Yeah.
I can't find a fucking black and white martial arts movie. Anyway, so my son, because I like 2 weeks before they actually shut down New York, I had like a family meeting. I said, listen, I don't know when, but very soon I'm going to shut down the house and nobody leaves. And if you want to leave after that date, then you'll have to stay in a motel or something. He's working at GameStop. No, I can't leave my job at GameStop. I said, GameStop's going to shut down anyway. No. So he left, and then he got fired at GameStop. And then he was stuck in the Ardsley Acres. He was stuck in the Ardsley Acres motel. Well, then GameStop was shutting down. He got stuck in the Ardsley Acres motel for 30 days. And then finally he got a test. And then I allowed him to come home after he tested. So that's
Wow, that's good.
Was it a test if he had it or an antibodies test, which is the same thing, I guess?
No, it was a viral test to see if he was sick.
Oh, yeah.
But so he's here, I'm happy he's here.
House now, the corona is spreading in the White House.
It is?
Yeah, it's Pence, press secretary, and Trump's personal valet. Both have it.
Oh my God.
Ooh, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
It's very close.
I'd say that's the closest you can get, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty close to the
I
big
bet
man.
they're
But
testing.
they are
him
testing
day.
every day, but he still doesn't wear a mask.
Yeah.
For Trump?
Because you're real. Never wear a mask. You real,
Yeah.
man. You real.
Would you
Smart
like to?
idea.
Who would like to see him get it?
I would like to see him get it.
You don't want to become that. You don't want to become that guy, man. You don't want to become that guy who wishes sickness on somebody.
It's just so he
Was
has
the
to eat
Bible? What's
crows,
going on?
just so he has to eat his own words, you know. I like a funny, cool, like an ironic way he contracted it, you know. Like he was at the Handshake Factory, you know.
Yeah. As a viewer of the TV show that is
Why are
our
ra-
lives,
How about having sex with a porn star?
Yeah. Well, they
I
say
do
it's
it.
sexually transmitted now, which it seemed to me like that was obvious from the beginning. But
No, they
Well,
mean with
it's also-
semen, through semen.
If you're
Through
having
semen, but
see,
If
man,
you're
if your
having
if your
sex,
semen's
man.
exposed, chances are you have it already. Let's be honest.
you're
Yeah,
having sex,
so-
you're close enough. I mean, it would seem like even if it's not sexually transmitted, if you're with somebody in that close proximity, you're
That's what I'm saying.
It's hard to believe
And
it wouldn't
now,
be
now
transmitted.
the question mark, whatever is either connected to Corona or not with the kids.
Right.
Started with 5 and now it's 167 and 2 died. One,
Jesus.
one in Westchester and one in New Jersey.
Had 2 kids.
Kids,
7-year-old.
yeah, it's a 5 and a 7-year-old.
oh
Is
my
there any-
God.
Yeah, so
They
it's,
haven't- Where'd you
it's
see
not-
that?
huh?
You
Yo,
saw that
Greg, why
somewhere?
Greg's smiling?
It's all
I
over the
love the
news.
death of children. Mhm.
But it's no 5-year-old died?
A
7-year-old in Westchester, no.
Let me look it up.
7-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Yeah, who?
He died from rare disease linked to COVID-19.
Yeah.
But is it a pre-existing condition thing where they have?
Seems like it was
Of a Kawasaki disease. It's sort of linked to, in some way, to the corona.
They think.
It's, I don't know.
It's tough.
Reading it.
Yeah,
now.
it's sad.
Kawasaki
That's
disease sounds
depressing.
like
How's everyone's bread
a
coming?
rash I got from my moped in 1988.
Yeah.
Kawasaki disease sounds like what a racist dude would name Corona.
That's what I thought was happening, and I was like, she did not just call it the Kawasaki. That's
John,
He'd be like,
what
you're
are
over
you
there.
drinking? Can I have some?
What?
What are you drinking right now?
Me?
Uh-huh.
coffee.
Just I had a seltzer.
I've got a big mug of beer.
No, because I saw Greg pouring wine in the coffee mug.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Friday
great.
night.
Oh.
Oh, you
Yeah,
know this
Friday night.
This Italian. He sucks it down like Coca-Cola.
Yeah, man. We're having a
Bottle of
Friday
red.
night.
Yeah.
Bottle of wine.
doesn't drink. Greg has action figures. It's probably Kool-Aid. He's an 8-year-old.
Yeah, it's Ecto Cooler.
Don't age shame Greg, Sean. Don't you dare.
It's just
Well,
grape
that's-
juice.
That's upsetting about this kid dying, because
Yeah.
most of the data that
Obviously.
I've been seeing lately is that that kids below 9 or 8 not only don't get it, but they think can't pass it. I think in Switzerland they're allowing kids to go to their grandparents without a mask and stuff and hug their grandparents.
Yeah, well,
Because,
now it's a different offshoot now of this whole thing.
Yeah,
A
but
damn
I guess
Swiss.
there's always something.
Well,
Yeah.
the pre-existing thing is that part that has to be. Not that I'm saying that makes it better, but it has to be coupled with a pre-existing condition, like you said, like Kawasaki disease, or
Yeah,
is it?
Kawasaki.
You're saying-
No, what they're
It's a
saying
Yamaha.
is,
Kung Fu disease.
They-
Yeah, we both said Yamaha.
they are not sure how it's connected, but it
Yamaha.
has some underlying identification to Kawasaki and the corona.
Wow.
So
Corona
There's so much-
Saki.
They don't know what the hell it is. Like they have all the.
yeah, but
I
now,
feel like every week a new thing comes out about this.
yeah,
When are we supposed? When is there supposed to be some phased opening in New York?
Yeah,
Next
next week, right?
Not for
I
us.
think it's
No,
gonna be opening.
they said that on the 15th, if everything is well, they're gonna open upstate where it's not as crowded.
Right. Yeah.
The funny bone. All
My
the
trip to Niagara Falls is still on.
Huh? What?
I think my trip to
Albany
Niagara
is-
Falls is still on. Estee, we'll go.
Yeah, we'll open the comedy club in Albany.
I don't think we're going to be open before July. I don't even think that. Maybe August. Holy fucking shit!
Yeah,
Have you?
In my life.
I sort of agree with you, Noam.
Do you think if
I agree. I think that probably August looks more likely.
One of the things that's really
Yeah.
gotten me down is these PPP loans, because we can get them, but we can't use them. It's like
oh, for the business, you mean?
Fill me in. What do you mean you can't use them?
Okay, so
Fill me in. What are you, a CEO? Relax.
Fill me in. I've got big questions.
Fill me in. What are you, a shareholder? Shut up.
I've got a lot
Fucking
of
fill me in.
PPEs, man.
Sorry, go ahead, Noam.
PPEs.
That's okay. That's what you guys do. You try to be funny.
The implication there was that wasn't funny. It was hilarious. Shut up, Noam. It was hilarious. No.
The rules of the PPP loans are as follows. You have to spend all the money by June 30th, and you have to spend 75% on payroll on approximately basically the same number of employees or equivalent in hours that you had prior. And then already bored Andy. So you have to spend all that. And if you can jump through all those hoops, then the money will be forgivable, and then you can use the other 25% on your rent, mortgage, whatever it is, to keep yourself afloat. So that sounds great. Here are the following problems. That well, we're not open, so how do we pay everybody by June 30th if we're not open? Well, hold on. Well, we are allowed to pay everybody to stay home. Problem with that is that people are making $1,100 on unemployment.
So it cuts into their unemployment.
So if I paid them $900, the waitresses, we're not making tips, so they would get $15 an hour. If I paid them $900, so I haven't done the math, $800 an hour, $800 a week to stay home, they will hate me for the rest of their lives because they were making $1,100, and I'm going to pay them $900 or $800. Also, I can take the extra 25% to pay off my rent. So they're essentially the money's going to rot. And
but you know what? The logic.
I have a question. Can you pay in advance?
Pay what in advance?
Like down the road?
People's salaries or whatever, paying now for later.
Oh, I don't know.
That's true, because if you get like 1,000, like 10, I don't know, $5,000 for 1 week, you only have to do unemployment to say, yeah, I got $5,000 this week, but then the next week it's fresh again.
Like you date the checks for September.
I don't
or
think
whatever?
that's how it works.
Is that how it works, or do
You can't do that. You can't do that. So so there's no way. So there's no way to
Greg,
use
0 for 2.
I think you can.
Good, man.
And so we're fucked. So we're gonna have to give all the money back, and then when we do open, we won't have the money. And if we have like 30% business or 25% business, what do we do? We'll shut down again, or I don't know what we'll do. Lay everybody. Who the fuck knows? It's the most our government. I mean, top to bottom, they suck. Republican, Democrat, any idiot could have seen this coming. Cuomo he has a rule that old age homes can't turn away anybody with COVID virus. Actually has this rule.
No, they can. They can. Yes, if they have COVID, they're sent to a place that can take COVID. All the nursing home has to say is no. I'll stick up for my Italian hero.
Not in New York.
Yeah, New York. I watch every day.
And they just changed the rule.
If it goes to a nursing home, they say no can do, old friend, and they say all right. They go to the old boat. They send them that boat in the harbor or a hotel.
They're doing that now.
I'm storing old people in a boat.
Yeah.
I don't know what other people are doing.
This guy said they put him on a boat.
Yeah.
No, but
That's it.
Hold on, knuckleheads. Hold on.
The loan it's
Also, no, you're the guy who has 14,000 action figures behind him. Isn't the authority on this?
But I'm Italian, and I understand my Italian friend.
Oh, then I renege my statement.
You understand how the Italian mind works, right?
That's right,
Exactly.
Can you guys see this
Italian mind.
thing?
The Italian mind understand running a numbers game, and what's
That's a good
the
headshot
big
on
a
Cuomo.
thing.
Cuomo under fire for response to COVID-19 in nursing homes. Essentially, a third of the deaths in New York have been in nursing homes, and unless they change it now, the mandate was, as opposed to New Jersey and California, the mandate was that they couldn't turn anybody away, and everybody died. They didn't. It's true. I have a friend who lost his father in a nursing home. Joke about that. So I'm kidding. So,
What the hell, no?
You spike the ball in my face. Here's the ball. My nose is bleeding. Nose is bleeding.
Whoa.
Coming at us.
maybe they changed it, but every little thing they did has been wrong. They didn't shut down.
Yeah, it's all bad.
Cuomo has a new rule. Like, obviously, it seems obvious to me. Everybody needs to be wearing a mask right now. Everybody. No fucking around. Everybody needs to be wearing a mask. So what's
No,
the
what do you think? about.
It is
Huh?
funny to watch financial info on a video from a guy who looks like he's doing a video blog about Darkwing Duck. I gotta be honest.
Are you talking to me, Mister?
Yeah,
You're
I'm
doing the
talking to you.
podcast from your storage space in some kind of
No.
corridor.
By the
You
way,
have
I figured out-
jackets as elegance. Poster.
After every show.
I figured out how to make the masks work in the Comedy Cellar when we reopen.
How's
We're
that?
gonna silk screen a picture of a little Asian girl's hand on the front of the mask.
Sign me up for a dozen.
The geisha girl masks.
Yahoo!
So no, how do you feel about people gathering in the park?
Oh
Because-
no, you're gonna get some mail now.
Oh my! Have they seen Jessica Kirsten's act?
Nobody's paying
talking
attention.
about
They
you.
cover. Yeah, that's a very Asian.
When they laugh, they laugh like that.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a perfect mask.
I just
No.
want you guys to know my wife is watching this and is crying. She is crying because she's been through enough.
She heard your jokes.
Because what?
Hey, fuck you, Andy. Piece of shit. You ain't really Italian.
So let me
No,
tell you
I'm
another
Irish
Cuomo
when I
did.
see
Hey,
one.
at least I
No.
didn't change. At least I didn't change my Italian name to some bland stone. Why don't you live up to who you are, Coraluzzo?
First of all, my name was Stona Ziliazzi Gabinzo, and it was too hard to say on stage. Okay, I had to shorten it because the
my
host
God.
would go, keep it going for Stona Ziliazzi, and they
How
they
are you
wouldn't say it
not-
with the right.
How are you not sleeping with the fishes right
upset
now?
Tony. Tony's upset.
How are you a real human being?
I don't sleep with the fish. I sleep with a woman who smells like fish because she eats raw fish from the dock.
Greg is married to the penguin.
Greg, your wife is Asian?
Yes,
Where's she from?
from
Jersey.
America. First of all,
Oh,
Noam.
shut up. What kind of what is it?
New Jersey.
She's from Wayne, New Jersey.
What's her heritage?
Thai. She's Thai, Thailand. I
That's
paid a lot of money for this one, old friend.
not bad.
It is the sweetest.
I gave the parents $150. You know what I mean? I said, you take this, don't talk about it. Take
They
my
met
daughter.
90
Greg,
days in
how long
Australia.
are you married?
Nobody
it's
knows, Estee. They had a secret wedding.
You can't ask that guy. She doesn't know.
Ty, those
No,
are not the,
even
Oh,
know that.
not the
God.
ones.
I got a year or
That's
two.
like, that's like asking if UFOs are real.
People have seen my wife. They've seen her.
Is she there? Let's see her. Put her on
Yes.
now. Put her
There's
on.
grainy,
Yeah, get
grainy
Tita in here.
footage of Greg's wife that the government has.
She won't come in because the greatest thing about her is she hates all of social media and wants nothing to do with any of it. I'm not allowed to post any pictures of her. People think she's not real, but I swear to God, she's
Like
real.
Vera from Tears.
I got a picture.
Like Mrs. Carumbo.
No, with George Lynch's wife in Tears.
Carumbo.
I didn't say Carumbo. I said Columbo. You racist.
You said Carumbo.
Ay, carumbo.
I
Matsui,
did not.
do you remember the Yankee player Matsui? When he got married, he
This
wouldn't
is
show pictures. He drew her face and showed boring to everybody.
It's like my
He's
girlfriend
upset.
from Ontario, Canada.
Do you think that if comics wore masks that would on stage that would work, or that would just be so weird that
No,
people
that'd be awful.
Let me take a
You
couple
could do
things
the
on
mic
that.
thing. You could do
Hold
the mic
on.
thing again.
Gentlemen,
the mic thing.
please. Hold on. First of all, just about the masks. The masks are the only thing we have right now. And instead of, and other
Fair
states
enough.
are going to, there should be a law requiring everybody to wear masks. And what has our Italian governor done? Of course, I'm just saying because you guys are Italian.
Tony hates
Yeah,
masks.
he said,
Bring up his
don't.
heritage. No.
He said, don't leave till you finish your pasta.
He gave a very impassioned speech about why you should wear masks and said, but we're not going to have any penalty. But if you're more than 6 feet, unless you're more than 6 feet away, you should wear a mask. Like the police are going to come with a tape measure and then strongly suggest. Why
Right.
can't they treat it like reckless driving or pissing on the street? Like give a fucking
I agree.
summons, a summons for $1,000. And you know what? After this is all over, when the court dates come, you can even forgive them. You can give amnesty to all the summonses. But everybody's got to fucking wear a mask. And if you just suggest it, it's just dumb. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
And it, one
I
dumb
agree.
thing after
First of
another.
all, it's not entirely dumb because most people are wearing masks in New York, so it is having a
We
It
need
is
everybody
flourish.
to wear a mask.
But I think
Everybody's
if
gotta
look, if
wear a
90% of people are wearing masks, it's certainly going to have a.
That's my problem with Trump. Why doesn't Trump?
My king? Are you
the
talking about my
mask when
king?
he's with people? No, he's with people. He interacts. He preaches one thing, but doesn't follow up himself.
Because he's
Absolutely.
being
And for all
told.
the Trump haters, this is like red meat to.
Well, apparently he gets tested
Sure.
regularly, but that's obviously insufficient. But no, whether or not people wear masks or not, do you think that people will come to a comedy club with masked comedians and a masked audience? It'll just be so weird that people are like, "Yeah, fuck it. I'll wait till."
You get used to it.
People love the masked
And
singer.
you can have clear mask.
Clear mask. I've never seen that.
They should do saran wrap like a Gallagher show.
Yep.
So when people cough on you, it hits it, and you go front row.
Are you-
That's good seats.
You can
And
set
the
out,
thing
they have
is-
like those plastic partitions like at
Maybe
Duane Reade,
maybe
they
the
have that.
comedian. That's interesting. Maybe the comedian doesn't have to wear a mask because there's a partition, but the audience is wearing masks.
That's
Yeah.
not a terrible idea.
This
That
is what
could
bothers
work.
me most of all
Oh,
about it.
cool. Yeah, that's fun.
They somehow, for some reason, he thinks it's like really asking a lot to really get strong about making everybody wear a mask, as if making everybody fucking stay home was okay. Like if you're ready to make everybody fucking stay home, now you're afraid to tell them to wear a mask outside. It doesn't
Yeah,
make any
fuck
sense
you.
to me. So they're idiots.
Well, apparently he's a pretty vain guy. That really might be part of it. That might be part of it.
Who is
Trump?
Cuomo?
Trump is.
Oh.
Oh, Cuomo. Oh, you mean Cuomo? Sorry.
No,
He is
Cuomo's
saying- he
not.
is saying to wear. I mean, is there a penalty? There's not a penalty for either. There's not a penalty for going outside, and there's not a penalty for masks. So he's treating them the same. Is he not?
Well, they shut everything down. I mean, they're sure.
No, how do you feel about people gathering in park?
Trump Trump is a Yahoo during this whole thing. He's a complete
Whoa.
Yahoo.
Mike,
Drink
can you
that.
can you unfreeze Andy?
Andy,
I'm
Frisbee-
Good job. Good.
You froze, Andy, because you have poor technology because you're a poor person.
No, I got 5G back.
How do I
Oh,
feel
okay.
about what?
People gathering in parks if they're at a safe distance.
Well, it always depends on what the latest data is. The latest data is that it's very difficult to catch it outside. But I think they should. I think they have to wear masks even outside right now. My plan for everything would be that 100% everybody wears masks everywhere for 2 weeks. We see how that works out. If we think we can relax it, then start by relaxing it outdoors, then start by relaxing it here, step by step until we find the sweet spot, because we're guessing.
So Corona never said cash me outside. How about that?
Maybe Natty Light.
For three!
For free.
Cash me outside. How about that?
Swish.
Well, no, about half this group was in the park together last Saturday, so I think
Yeah, but we social distanced.
we did social
SD.
distance.
You did not.
did.
And we all had masks on.
Oh, that's okay.
You can't tell me who I can't kiss. Can't. Kissing rules.
Look, I mean, anybody hear about the other the other comedy clubs? Like, how are they?
I don't know what's
What's
going
gonna
to happen with them. I don't know what's going to happen with them.
Well,
It's gotta be cool. They were
Al
dead
Toucher-
before this thing
he's-
started.
He's the richest comedy club owner, I think.
Who?
Al Toucher.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he is.
but
don't know.
but if he can't go on stage, he might back out.
You're up.
Him,
Oh,
him and
God.
his
Does the
him and his
platform.
garbage fucking act. He can't fucking.
Oh.
If he can't.
Yo, dude.
Oh, come on! I don't care if he's a nice guy, dude. He's ruining. Come on, he does.
Ooh,
You realize that he does the
dude.
same job as you, Dan.
Are
he does
you
the same
serious? That guy is funny, man.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Guy kills.
Fuck, I don't
He
care,
goes
man.
on,
I've
and
never seen
people
this
go,
side of Sean.
I've never seen comedy like this before.
Sean
And they
lost a lot of money in
salute him.
Bitcoin. That's why he hates Altuve.
Yeah. Come on, guys. I think
People
come on.
carry him out
Why
after
does-
every show. They grab Altucher and they carry him in the streets and they're saying, "Our champion! Our
Does he think
champion!"
does he think he has a good act? Is that what you're trying to say?
Greg
No.
does. Greg
Sean.
loves him.
Relatively
I'm
new
saying
club.
that-
I think
Greg
they
opens
really
for James Altucher on the road, I heard.
Yeah.
pays big money, bro. $30 a set anywhere in the country.
I'm saying that even if he doesn't have a good act, you don't have to be so mean.
I know.
All right, I'm being mean. I'm sorry, but I just well, actually, originally what I said for real is like I didn't mean that mean. If he bought the club,
He's
so
only
he could get
ruining
on
comedy.
stage.
I didn't mean it mean.
But I'm saying that if he can't get on stage, he's probably thinking, "What's the point of me owning the comedy club?"
I
Right?
say
What makes-
if Altucher can't do an hour every night, I don't see why comedy should continue.
Greg's being so much
Italian,
meaner than me, man. I'm being direct. Greg is being sarcastic and being passive aggressive.
Yeah, but you sound worse.
All right, I take it back. The
Greg
guy's
offered
a genius.
Is there any word in the street about the other clubs?
Not really, not that I know.
New York Comedy Club, they do like the Zoom stand-up shows. They do the virtual stand-up, which I haven't done. I can't imagine that being good.
New York Comedy Club.
Yeah.
I mean, some these Zoom shows aren't bad. I've done a couple. You know,
Yeah, I've had a Yahoo good time.
They people seem to enjoy them. I mean, it's not the same, obviously.
What's going to happen to barkers on the street? They can't walk up to people and try to get them at the clubs anymore.
Oh, that's so true.
Well, they can still sell drugs.
I don't know, man. My ice cream man's taking their job.
that could go into our benefit at some point. But other than that, this is a disaster. And whatever.
Yeah, I think it is.
We may never open again. I don't know. I don't know.
Wait, for real?
It'll be okay.
Are you saying that?
Don't say that.
That's a very depressed kind
Are
of.
you for real contemplating that, Noam?
No, it won't be by choice. I shouldn't say that. When I say never open again,
I can't imagine that ever being.
It may never be the same.
Thing.
It may never be this, or it'll be so long. I don't know. It's horrible.
No, if you think about it this way, because this is how I think about it. If comedy dies, that doesn't mean just comedy. That means Broadway, live concerts, all of that is dead. So if you can think that all of that will die, then I think you can think stand-up will die. And if the Cellar will only die when all of stand-up
the Cellar will be the last.
and I don't think we'll fight for live shows. That'll happen. I think we're gonna be okay. I think you're gonna be okay.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I agree. I'm optimistic as well.
How are massage parlors gonna do?
Oh, great! Because I'm gonna go as soon as this thing is over.
My
sneakers are gonna melt off my feet.
Yahoo! Don't take this the wrong way. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But how did you meet your wife?
Oh, she was the best at what she does. What she does.
I know. It's really nothing to do.
Noam's putting two and two together.
All right.
I said,
wow.
here's a
All
tip.
right.
I said, here's a tip, and then I got a one knee, and she said, I do.
All right, are we about done here? You got whatever. Anybody else got something else they want to talk about?
Are we done? I thought we were having a good time.
I'm having a good time.
I want you. Well, as long as you guys admit that you're convinced that UFOs are real, I'm fine with.
I raised my hand.
Yeah, Andy. Andy's my. I don't see how. I don't see how you didn't change your mind.
What do you think is the area? What, 58?
Area 51.
51. Yeah. But it's not. But there's other things like that complex that are all over the country.
There's 50 others.
There's an area. There's 50. don't pull an Anthony DeVito.
Just the secrecy of it really makes you stretch your head, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You cannot go around. I mean, what's
you know what it is? I was never that guy up until there was an article a couple of years ago, and now with the Pentagon saying those videos are for real, I don't see how you can't say at least they don't know what it is. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's like little little green men, but I'm just saying they don't know what it is. So chances are it's not from here.
I don't think these are space aliens, but I do think there's a good likelihood.
What could it be though?
Space aliens is the best way to say it. I don't know why that's so funny.
It's actually worse. It's actually
so condescending.
The first question to be asked is: do you believe that we're the only?
That's a legit question.
No.
Okay, so if we agree on that, there is a possibility.
Right.
There are ETs.
Right.
Yeah,
and what they're saying, this type of technology, like if you listen to these guys are experts. If you listen to them, it surpasses everything that we have ever. It's 1,000 years ahead of what we have.
I think ETs are like North Koreans. They exist, but they don't come here.
We didn't talk about that. No, we didn't talk about Kim Jong-un faking his own death.
Oh yeah.
I don't follow. All I've been following is Tara Reid. That's the only story that interests me. What's been happening with Kim Jong Un?
Oh, by the way, you know that what's her name, Megan Kelly.
Wait. Let Sean's talking about Kim Jong Un. What happened to Kim Jong Un?
They thought Kim Jong Un was dead, but didn't it turn out that he's not dead, and he faked his own death to bring his detractors out of the woodwork, his betrayers? Is that not true, or I just looked at the headline?
No, I read a thing.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Greg read a thing.
Yeah. No, he faked his own death because he was jealous of other people's Facebook posts about their deaths, and he was like, "I would get more likes." And then,
whoa,
sorry, maybe a little too much juice.
Wow,
Greg, stop appropriating your wife's culture.
I don't feel bad about what I said about All Toucher after that one.
Is there a Kim Jong Dos?
The sequel.
It's the girl. It's the sister, right?
Oh, the sister.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were you saying, Estee?
Kim Jong Kim.
That Megan Kelly is going to interview her.
No, she already did. I just watched it.
How was it?
I mean, if you've seen one Survivor interview, you've seen them all. I hate to say that, but it starts out slow, and it builds to a crying scene, and then.
How did Megan do?
I mean, I'm sorry to say that because I hope
Megan do.
Megan, it was all right. I thought she was a little too easy on her. The woman was very convincing.
Easy on the eyes, no.
Huh?
Andy's trying to have sex with someone. I don't know what he just said.
I said Megan, she's easy on the eyes.
Oh yeah, she looked hot.
Yeah, she is.
I
So
thought
is her husband.
Take it easy, Estee.
See, Estee just let you know.
Yeah,
She's married. You better shut the fuck up,
couple
Andy.
ever.
Everybody deals with quarantine in their own way.
Yo, her husband will fuck you up, Andy. Her husband will punch you right in your fucking Italian nose.
Whatever.
I think these interviewers make a mistake, and they did the same thing in Congress. They make a mistake by going too easy on them. They should hit them really hard because nothing will make their stories more convincing than
They
if you
stand up to that.
Yeah, I don't want to leave this interview saying, why did you walk away from that question? I'm not satisfied with that answer. Get her. Why did she change her story? Why did she blah, blah, blah? But having said all that, I think it's pretty, I mean, to me, the only option left is that she made up the whole story or exaggerated the whole story back then 27 years ago, which is totally possible. But there's too many corroborating witnesses at this point to think that she made it up like last week.
Do you believe her?
Believe all women, Estee.
Noam.
I don't know, and I don't think it matters.
I show myself out.
Interview.
I think it's unfair to expect somebody to prove a negative. She certainly can't prove it, and I don't like the whole idea that somebody comes and makes an accusation, and 27 years later, I don't think it's fair to Biden. I don't think it was fair to Kavanaugh. I don't think it's fair to any of them. I think there's total hypocrisy, of course, between how they're treating this and Kavanaugh. Women were ready to go on hunger strikes and die against Kavanaugh. But what is that?
Whenever there's an election, a lot of weirdos and yahoos come out from the woodwork and try their own story. So if it gets past a certain point, it seems more legitimate.
Look, there's two witnesses who say, and neither of them seem. One of them was on the record. One of them's off the record. I mean, not off the record. One of them is her identity is anonymous, and one is not. Who say that right after it happened or very shortly after that, she told them exactly that story. They remember it to this day. One of them is voting for Biden anyway. It seems pretty clear, unless I mean, Sean probably believes it's a conspiracy theory, but other than that, it seems really hard to believe. Well, I've asked this question before. Do you think you could get 3 or 4 people together to all back you up on a lie to ruin somebody's life?
Of course.
Yes. Yeah.
3 of them in this room right now.
For no money, just no, you can't.
It happened to Al Franken. Al Franken was screwed. Al Franken got screwed.
Well, but I don't think there was conspiracy.
I think that happens way easier.
Well, I think she had to at least enlist one helper to corroborate her story.
She would have to have lied about this 27 years ago to these people. In order to bring it up 27 years later, exactly what would have been her motivation to lie back then if she did?
Attention,
integrity.
For 30 years, I've been telling people Anthony's dad died in a car accident.
Also,
his dad was murdered.
Also,
the mafia.
her mom's on Larry King
That's
talking
true.
about it. There's court papers now, which came out yesterday, which showed that her husband talked about her. Her husband talked about in court. Her husband talked about how the fact his wife had been traumatized in Joe Biden's office. Traumatized.
I read that on Yahoo News
So
as well.
there's just so much.
I don't know much too much. I didn't read too much about it, but I'm willing to believe it.
Yeah, I just
I
got
think
one.
I think it happens
Sean,
all the time. I think
When you're willing to believe something, it really doesn't matter to anybody. You believe in UFOs. Anything else?
Sean
Donnelly believes
Yahoo
it.
with these whole. He's a huge Yahoo with these.
Wow, he has a high
the only
standard.
one. I'm not the only one that believes in UFOs.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Sean.
believes it. Well,
Sean,
Sean believes it.
Sean, I have one question for
Also, you're all a bunch of lizard people on top of it, but okay.
you. Sean, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Is this elevator working?
Thanks, Michael Scott from The Office. Appreciate that.
That'll work with a mask on.
Come on, we have good times. We have good times. You gonna tell me we don't have good times? We're a good
We have a
time.
blast.
I've been waiting an hour and a half to do that.
No,
only
but
been
yeah,
on
you're
for
right.
45
My
minutes.
opinion does get shaken when you believe in aliens. It does get shaken. People are like, let's not take this guy serious.
You have a red hat.
All right, what else?
Yeah.
Anything else, Dan?
Anything else?
No, this was great fun, man. I had a fun time, man.
One of these other
Class.
How are the pyramids, Danny?
aliens?
Excuse me.
What's that? Sorry. Go ahead. Go.
Aliens build those.
Noam, how's the cover of the Outcast album? That's a deep cut. That looks just like the Outcast album.
It's got to be
No, it's
whatever non-closet you're working with in there.
Hell of a laugh.
I'm
there,
just looking
Sean.
a little bit. Do we have any questions? I'm looking at the comments on YouTube. The last 5 minutes. Anybody wants to ask a question in the
Ask
comments?
away.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
right.
Wait, is there a good question in the comments?
Yes, on the international board, they have a question here. Sveg from Kukist. I can't read that country. I'm sorry. I'm not worldly. It says, in my country, we eat cats. What do you eat in your country? Does anyone want to take that? I'll say pizza.
Nope.
Well, America's a melting pot. We eat everything.
Yeah.
We only, but cats are one thing we don't eat.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know why.
If we did, they would taste like aloofness and day.
I'll tell you this.
Like
My wife
chicken,
eats cats.
everything else tastes
and I
like
eat hers.
chicken.
Yeah. Tastes like chicken.
With Dan Adams' hat, I'm really excited for his beer pong podcast after this show. I'm very excited. Damn, I should have left. That was funnier than I got. That was actually.
Greg, are there any more questions from the international board?
I mean, I got about 40,
Nobody has a
but I
question.
don't know if we have time.
We probably have time for a couple more.
On the wrap-up show, which will be live on my Instagram, hornygreg.com, we'll be taking all those later. I don't know if anybody else gets me.
Tom is the only one that is less hairy since the lockdown.
Yeah, Greg, show off your side cut, Greg.
Oh, right, because I bought a razor and it died. So I got a real situation going on here.
Estee, do you believe this?
Oh my God, what were you thinking?
Yeah, what are you
Can I
thinking?
tell you what happened? Can I tell you what happened?
Looks like a high school quarterback.
Oh, here's a
boy-
question. Somebody says, "How come we don't
Never
have?"
mind. I guess I'll just go fuck myself.
Oh, sorry. I was just watching the board.
No, it doesn't matter.
Somebody asked, "How come we don't have someone funny like Mackie on?"
It's true. Why don't we have somebody funny like Mackie on? Let's hear more about Greg. Let's hear more about. Hey, Greg, talk about your hair some more, Greg. I'll kill him.
Oh, I see whose side you're on,
What's
Sean.
the question?
I see money talks and bullshit walks, you piece of shit. Just kidding. I love all of you. I don't know why I'm having too good of a time. Anyway,
wine.
what were you saying? It's not wine. I'm drinking.
No, what's the question?
Why isn't Mackie on?
What?
Says we talk over each other too much, Sean. And
Sean, kidding me? I have a professional, serious satellite radio show. I know when to talk.
You're a professional train that won't stop and it plows through the building. You fucking asshole. I'm just kidding.
Something's going
Okay.
on in this chat. It doesn't even seem like they're not even listening to us. Can somebody chat something to indicate that they're actually listening to us? Am I looking at the wrong?
No, if you like, I can go to the international board again. They have so many
Go ahead.
questions.
Yeah,
The international board. Okay, this is
Take an international question.
Go to your podcast bit.
Borgo. Sean, I'm gonna
Borgo.
come to your house.
Where's Borgo from?
I'm gonna break your nose, and I'm gonna show it to your friends and say, "This is what I did to him. If you act
are
like this,
listening, comments.
this will happen to you, Sean."
Hold on. I have a
Svego, go ahead, Andy Fiori.
Estee, should Greg offered to cut my hair this week? Should I let him?
No.
I agree.
All right, we're getting comments here that everybody's listening. Okay, it says keep it going, but no, we have to wrap it up. I have to go upstairs and help my daughter. She's learning how to play. The sun will come out tomorrow.
Greg,
That's nice.
It's a perfect song for this.
It is a perfect song for this period, and the sun will come out, but we won't.
Dan, that is your look from now on. You've never looked better.
I like it.
I love it.
DJ Hip Hop Danny N.
What am I going to do? What's going to happen
Good
if
night,
somebody
everybody.
dies? All right, okay. Oh, look at Dan. That's good. All right, Estee, anything new? Anything else you want to say, Estee?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right. All right. Well,
Love you
everybody-
all. I hope everybody's doing okay.
Yeah, really.
Good to see everybody,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Good to see you, Noam. Bye, Estee.
Bye, guys.